Here's a tutorial on first inversion study. So what we're going to be focusing on is how to go from root position chord to first inversion. So this is the case of C major chord. So notice that first inversion, I do have the same C, E, G that I played back here, but it's rearranged, meaning the third of the root position chord is now on the bottom, but I'm playing the other two notes involved in C major. So what this exercise is showing us is we're going root, first root, up a step, root, first root, and we're going to keep going all the way to G and then come back down. So I know this is a pretty, for some of you, probably a bigger jump than what you're used to. So it does require slow practice, of course. I like to also try it as broken. 1, 3, 5, 1, 2, 5. That's another way of practicing it. But your thumb is going to aim for that E with the 2, 5. Notice that there's a skip. So actually, you can try practicing this way. So I'm doing root, first two notes of that first inversion. And what that makes the pinky do is it helps it kind of naturally falls on that C, which I need for the full first inversion chord. So trying that for all of these can be pretty helpful. And back down to C. Another option for practicing this exercise, technically you can keep going past G, and you can do A, B, diminished, and then you're back to C. So if you want that little extra challenge, you can definitely extend it all the way, including A, B, and C in there, or C at the top as well, but definitely not mandatory. Okay, and then it's saying to do paddling per measure. So since you're starting off with a pedal, you can go ahead and put your foot down. So we have root, first, root, up a step, chord first, pedal, chord foot, chord foot, and then re-pedal for C major. Awesome. So switching over to bass, we can do the exact same practice that we did in the right hand. So here's our root, first, root. So noticing that it does not match the fingerings that you're doing here. So just being really mindful, because I've seen a lot of left hand doing some different fingerings. So the standard fingering is the 5-3 one. So one way of practicing this could be, again, doing root and then the two notes here, or the top two notes. So you can kind of switch it around. a step to D minor. So I'm just going to play as it's written and then try it the other way. So here's the as written. E minor, F major, G major, back to C. So again, later down the road, if you want to add that extra challenge, you can do A minor, B diminished, C again. And then, of course, you can switch it up and try either this way, but honestly, doing this, I think, is more useful because the pinky is naturally on that E. So we really want to feel that gap between 3 and 1 finger, the fourth that's involved there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I find that will probably be more useful for your practice. So that was the full challenge mode. All right, now we're gonna try that left hand one with the pedal. So put the pedal down. Remember to re-pedal after every measure. All right, so I know it's not written on the page here, but whenever it's a hand separate type of exercise, I always try to add more a challenge mode to it. So we could do both hands once you get the hang of the fingering, because they're literally the same exercise, just between right and left. So you could do with the both hands. So really being mindful of that left hand fingering, of course the right hand as well, but I find the left hand tends to get a little off for a lot of students that I've worked with. So, okay, and then the other step would be to add the pedal together. And so on. Another challenge could be just doing all major, D major, E major, careful on the B major, reach in a little bit, and then minor. And then the last challenge mode would be broken triads. So for example, and then if you want, you can try going down, or chord, just stick to going up, D minor, etc. So you could do that hand separate. You could do it in major and minor. So a lot of different options. But yes, hopefully this video helps you with locking in those fingerings for particular, in particular first inversion chords.